There are normal people in the world who just like looking for thrills, and there are others who rather search out scary things for a living, or for a hobby, also known as a thrill seeker. But for those of you that go way beyond comprehension of the human mind and are looking for a scary game to frighten yourself with, or maybe to entertain yourself, these are 10 scary paranormal games for you to play. Number 1 on the list is Bloody Mary. To play, you need a room with no light, a mirror, and candles. The rules of the game are simple. Look directly into your reflection's eyes and chant Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, until she appears. If it works, she will either appear beside you or behind you. You can leave the room at any time, even turn the lights off. But will Bloody Mary leave with you? Next up on this list is number 9, Soji Ora, the fortune game. To play, you will need a comb, something to casually cover your face, and an intersection between 2 crossroads. To play, simple. Stand at the intersection. Hold the comb in between your pinky and your 3 fingers, gently brushing your thumbs along the bottom of the comb, chanting Soji Ora, Soji Ora, give me my fortune, and wait for a passing stranger. When that person passes, keep your face covered and ask them to give you your fortune. If that person does not respond, continue the ritual and await the next one. But be careful, you could encounter a restless spirit. And that moves us on to number 8, the 3 Kings Ritual. Okay, I have the instructions right here. To play, you will need a very large, empty and quiet room, preferably one without windows. If windows exist, you will need to be able to cover them and ensure total darkness. Basements usually work well if they're roomy enough. A pack of candles. You'll only use one if all goes well, and a lighter. A bucket of water and a mug. A fan. 2 large mirrors. 3 chairs. An alarm clock. An active cell phone. A loved one willing to go along with you, and a small toy or bear from your childhood that's close to you. Start setting everything up at around 11 p.m. Place 1 chair in the center of the room facing north. This is important. Face the other 2 chairs exactly to the left and to the right of your throne. The chair facing north that you set down, that is your throne. The distance between your throne and that of your queen and fool should be about the length of your arm to each side, more or less. Place 2 large mirrors on the queen and the fool chairs, left and right of you, facing you, and each other. Try your best to have them stand at a 90-degree angle. If you sit on your throne facing straight ahead, you should be able to perceive your own reflection in each of the 2 mirrors without actually having to turn your head, nor your eyes. If you see your own reflection in the corner of your eye, just barely there, you've done it right. Place the bucket of water and the mug in front of you, just barely out of reach. Place the fan behind you and turn it on. Don't set it to maximum power. Medium or low is usually enough. Leave it on. I pointed to my fan over here. So turn off the lights, leave the door open, and go to your bedroom. It just said literally any room could work, as long as it's big enough. Set the candles side by side of the bed, next to a lighter, your alarm clock, and your cell phone. Leave it charging. Set your alarm clock for 3:30 a.m. Turn off the lights and sleep while holding your power object. Get some rest. What happens when you begin the ritual at 3:30 a.m.? You wake up at 3:30 a.m. with your alarm clock. Turn it off, but don't turn on the light. You have exactly 3 minutes to light your candle, grab your cell phone, and make your way to the dark room to sit in your throne. Oh, I got mixed up. Sorry, I thought it literally had specified at one point that you had to be in the room, while in a previous one it stated that any room could work. Make your way to the dark room to sit on your throne. Don't forget your power object. Check for potential red flags. If your cell phone didn't charge for whatever reason, abort the mission. If the alarm didn't go off exactly at 3:30 a.m., abort the mission. If you find the dark room door closed, remember you have to leave it open, but if it's closed, abort the mission. If the fan is turned off, remember you have to leave it on, abort the mission. If all is going as planned, you can proceed and take your throne. Do not, repeat, do not look directly at either of the two mirrors beside you. Do not let the candle go out. The fan is behind you. Duh. You must protect the candle with your body, which is standing in between. There is a reason for that. We will get to that soon enough. Look straight ahead at the darkness. Not at the candle, not at the mirrors, just straight ahead. Eagle-eyed readers surely noticed I didn't say during the setup which chair was the queen and which was the fool. That's because it is your job to find out. And from their point of view, you are either their queen or their fool. Hence the title, Three Kings. So that is how to play Three Kings. And this one brings us to number 7, Charlie Charlie. I'm sure a lot of you have probably heard of this one. It was a really popular trend back a while ago. To play this game, you will need 2 pencils and a piece of paper. Draw a cross like this upon the middle sides, like actual symmetry of the paper. Right yes on the top left and the bottom right corner of the paper, and right no on the top right and the bottom left corner of the paper. Then you place the pencils in a cross, just like this, upon the lines that you drew in the paper. Now the one going up and down, that's the one that's going to move. To start playing, you say Charlie Charlie, and you play out loud twice. It should move if you've done everything correctly. If the pencil goes to no, stop playing. If the pencil goes to yes, you may continue to ask it more questions. But be careful of what you say. It could anger him. And this one brings us to number 6 on our list, Ouija board. Now this is a strange one, because it is one that you can actually buy at a store. To play it, you will need a board that has yes, no, the alphabet, a set of numbers, and goodbye. Each of the players places 2 hands or 1 hand on the planchette, which is supposed to select a character on the board. If there are more than 1 player, I would recommend just doing 1 hand. You will also need candles. These are crucial. Otherwise the ritual will not work. You must keep the lights off as well. While playing this, do not attempt to speak... While playing this game, do not attempt to ask the name of the entity you are speaking to, as it is theorized to bring disaster to you and whoever's playing. And this brings us to number 5 on our list. This one is hide and seek in the dark. To play this game, you will need darkness, an empty building or woods, and up to 3 players. The rules of the game are simple. Just hide in the dark. Now this makes it creepy because you can't exactly see what's going on. One person, the seeker, is known as the ghost, and the other 2 are known as the survivors. The ghost wins by tagging each player in 3 minutes, I believe it is. Yeah, it's 3 minutes. Sorry. If you're playing in an abandoned building, be careful of loose debris. The last thing you want to hear is your friends screaming in pain and terror in the dark. And this one brings us to number 4 on our list, the closet game. To play this game, you will need a match and a big enough closet. Usually this game is played with 2 people, so one can keep a lookout in case anything bad goes wrong. To play, you will need to sit in a dark closet, no lights on, completely dark, for exactly 2 minutes facing the closet door. Once that 2 minutes is up, hold the match in front of you and say, "Show me the light," or "Leave me in darkness." Immediately light the match. If the match does not light, get out of there. Otherwise, if you're too late, something might grab you and drag you into eternal darkness. Your friends can open up the door at any time to save you. But will something else leave with you? This one brings us to number 3 on the list, the elevator game. This game requires 10 floors in a building to play. In order to play this game, you must play it alone. Once you're in the elevator, press the 4th floor. When the elevator opens, don't step out. Instead, proceed to press the buttons in the following order: 2, 6, 2, 10, and lastly, 5. And once you reach the 5th floor, a young woman may enter the elevator at any time. If this happens, do not look at her and do not speak to her. She is not what she seems. And then, once she has entered, if she has entered, press the button for the 10th floor. Even if she hasn't entered, press the button for the 10th floor. If the elevator begins descending to the 10th floor, you may proceed. If it goes down to the 1st floor, get out immediately. Do not say a word. Something could be following you. And this brings us to number 2 on our list, hide and seek alone. I think it's 2. Yeah, it's 2. Sorry. To play hide and seek alone, you will need these following items: a doll, preferably one that you're not attached to too much, red thread, rice, salt water, and a knife. The instructions go as follows. Cut open the doll, put the rice into the doll. This is said to give spirits power. Step number 2, wrap the doll in the thread. Step number 3, I forgot to mention, you also need something that can hold water that's big enough to lower the doll into. During step 3, fill the water container and set the doll into it. Before you leave the bathroom, you must say, your name is the first it. So for example, Vince is the first it. Vince is the first it. Vince is the first it. Then go to your hiding spot once you've found it, and proceed to count to 10 with your eyes closed. Head to the doll, pick it up, and say, "I have found you," and then the doll's name, once you've given it, and then stab the doll. This will anger the spirit that is attached to the doll. And then say, "Now doll's name is it," 3 times. Go to your hiding spot, but leave the weapon there. Once there, hold the salt water in your hand. When hiding, stay silent. Do not make any sounds. If you want to end the game, take the salt water and put it in your mouth, but do not swallow or spit it out. If you swallow it, it could make you sick. Find the doll, pour the salt water out of the cup or the container, and then spit out the salt water onto the doll. Now mind you, the doll may not be in the spot that you left it in. Once you've done that, shout, "I win, I win, I win," and then cut the thread. This will end the game and the spirit will leave. Okay, before we get down to number 1 on the list here, I just want to take the time to say thanks to a big inspiration of mine. Her name is Britty44. She actually followed me on Instagram. I will put her channel link in here. If you want to go subscribe to her, check out her content. She is awesome. It's possibly my favorite YouTuber ever. And thus, this brings us to a number 1 game, a midnight game. In order to play this, you would need a piece of paper, a knife, or something to prick your finger, a drop of your blood, your name, a candle, something to light the candle, salt, and a wooden door. The instructions are, write your full name. It must be first, middle, and last name. Prick your finger and add a drop of your blood onto the piece of paper and allow it to soak in. Light the candle, take the piece of paper, and put it in front of the door. Your front door. It must be your front door. If it is not wooden, the ritual will not work. Then set the candle down onto it. Once done, knock on your own door 22 times. It has to be 12 a.m. on the final knock. Once you've done that, open the door, blow out your candle. You have 10 seconds to relight your candle, otherwise the Midnight Man will get you. And you must walk around your dark house from 12 to 3:33 a.m. with nothing but a candle. And mind you, your candle might go out while playing this. If that happens, you have 10 seconds to relight your candle. If you are unsuccessful, surround yourself in a circle of salt. That is your last line of defense. If that fails, you've lost. And he's got you. Play this game at your own risk. So that does it for the 10 top paranormal games that I think are the scariest. Number 1 being the Midnight Game. I personally have played one of these scary games, and that was Hide and Seek Alone, inspired by, once again, Birdie44. Excuse me. Once again, I'll leave her link down in the description, and I'll post it somewhere here-ish. That is all for this time, ladies and gentlemen. If you like this video, correct shot that like button and subscribe today if you never do so never in the dojo. As always, I will see you in the next video. The winner gets the sayonara.